Howdy do, buckaroos, and welcome to my first ever review, and the first time I've ever stood up during a video. Today I'll be reviewing a game I just recently finished, Sonic Generations, for the PC. So without any further ado, let's get on with this review. I might just go to the zoo, have some fondue. Sonic Generations, a game made for the Blue Blur's 20th anniversary. This was a game I was extremely hyped for. The blending of old and new, classic and modern, I couldn't wait. Basically, as soon as the game came out, I bought a copy of it and a PS3, seeing as I didn't even have a PC close good enough to run it. So, was it worth it? Well, yes and no. But before I dive into anything that'll make you rage at me in the comments, let's start with the story. Long gone are the days where we could actually expect anything halfway complex from a Sonic game. The story goes as follows. It's Sonic's birthday and all of his friends, even ones he has actually never even met, are there to celebrate it anyway. For some odd reason, they chose the middle of a field in the middle of nowhere, a detail I stress because how the hell did they get everything out there? It must have taken hours seriously lugging everything back. Am I thinking too hard about this? Maybe. Maybe I am. Or maybe I'm thinking just right. Maybe just right. Anyway, Sonic somehow finds the party, explained whereabouts by Tails is probably in the middle of a field somewhere. Then a huge creature appears out of the sky, creates multi-dimensional portals, and kidnaps all of Sonic's friends. Yeah, that escalated quickly, didn't it? He doesn't actually capture Sonic for some reason. I mean, seriously? Why leave Sonic? He's only gonna foil this plan. He's unconscious. Freeze him like Tails and Knuckles and shit. Don't just leave him there. Back on track. Sonic wakes up in the white world and saves his friends one by running through old levels he's previously already been in. Oh, and he meets his old self. It's kinda cool. I guess. Together the two Sonics square off against Eggman and Eggman's older self. Okay. In the middle of a battle, while Sonic's friends do nothing. Again, what is it with the stupid decisions these characters make? Is Shadow thinking, well, life is going to end as we know it and the time meter is literally destroying space and time around us. Should I help? Nah, fuck it.
You've got this, Sonic.
Even when both Sonics are knocked unconscious. Wow, 3 unconscious Sonics in one game. Is that a new record? Nobody does anything. Even Knuckles, who always charges in fist first, only says,
come on, Sonic! Smack him!
Wow, Knuckles. Thanks for the advice. Anyway, the two Sonics beat Eggman and the time meter by turning Supersonic. Holy shit, I did not expect that. And then classic Sonic and Tails go back to their own timeline, with modern Sonic assuring classic Sonic that his future is
gonna be great!
You know, apart from the electrocution, Werehog, destruction of the city, the almost apocalypse, the apocalypse, getting blown up, being sucked into a black hole, and this. I'll just say it now. Sonic Generations looks great. This was the first ever next-gen Sonic game I ever played, and I was astounded with the graphics. And yes, that means I haven't played Unleashed yet. The PS3 version anyway. I'm not a game designer or graphic maker person, but I have to say this is the best looking Sonic game I've ever played. It also helps that every level has already been created before, thus pretty much forcing the game creators to improve. I never really can say much when talking about graphics other than the yay or nay, so I'll just cut to the chase and say, yay! Okay, now we're on to the nitty-gritty of this review. And this also is where I hold most of my gripes with the game. As soon as you start the game, you're presented with classic Sonic standing on the plains of Green Hill Zone. Sweet! Just like the old games. Let's just charge up a spin dash and oh Jesus, sweet mother of Zeus, how fast am I going? You control classic Sonic the same as always, left stick to move, or the D-pad, which I always prefer in 2D games, the A button to jump, and the X button for a spin dash. And holy heck does this thing fly. With a charged spin dash, you can pull off some hecka sweet shortcuts. Hecka sweet. Now, when I said you control Sonic the same as always, I wasn't being completely honest. Sonic feels different. He no longer has that momentum-based gameplay that made the old game so unique. If you roll downhill, he doesn't maintain that motion, he rather just sorta stops. I suppose this is to put some more emphasis on the sick new radical spin dash, bro! But it doesn't feel normal. Classic Sonic's levels usually involve running left or right to get to the goalpost, which can sometimes be a dick, by the way. Modern Sonic's levels, on the other hand, make you go left, right, up, down, and into lava! Maybe not that last one. Sonic's levels, as you might be able to tell, boast 2D and 3D sections, with far more 3D in this one than compared to Sonic Colors. And also, by the way, I live in New Zealand. Colors has a U. Beautiful. Modern Sonic has sort of changed around a bit since Sonic Unleashed. Like now I can do the air boost with X and a homing attack with A, unlike in Unleashed where it was mapped to X, and his drift was now sharper and easier to use. Oh, by the way, I played the demo for Sonic Unleashed for PS3. And that is all. He still moves with the left stick, jumps with A, boosts with X, crashes with B, and slides. Although unfortunately you can no longer crawl, something I found fun to do in the previous game. Modern Sonic can also do tricks off ramps and the quick step with the shoulder buttons. I have to say though, for a control scheme that looks perfect, Sonic to me feels sort of tanky. He's fine when going at high speed, but when you have to slow down a platform, it feels like he turns a bit too slow. This is a minor gripe though, it really doesn't matter much. It's nowhere near as bad as Sonic R. Personally, if I had to pick a favourite mode, it'd have to be Modern. High speed and 3D just wins out, I'm afraid. Sorry, Classic Sonic. These are the levels I keep coming back to. I rarely ever find myself going back to a classic stage. Ah, speaking of stages, let's head on to them! The levels in Sonic Generations are divided up into 3 eras. There's the Classic Era, where Sonic was strictly 2D, the Dreamcast Era, which was pure 3D all the time, and the Modern Era, when Sonic Team couldn't make up their mind between the two. I'll go through the 3 levels in an era, then the rival battle, then the boss. Okay, let's start with Green Hill Zone. This was the one level that 100% had to be in the game. It was the one level that started it all. Green Hill for Classic Sonic is extremely easy, as it should be. Although when one of my friends played it, it looked like this. They've actually added some extra underground segments, which makes it even more unique, even with its familiar charm. Modern Green Hill Zone is also extremely easy, and dare I say, addicting! Getting the perfect route to the goal ring is easy, but it's also incredibly easy to make a mistake. Then you restart the level and try again. You can't really do this in later levels because it's not so easy to tell which path is the fastest, but it's still really fun on this level. Try it, beat my score! It's probably very easy to beat. Those years you spent as a child dying over and over again in that darn pink water has finally paid off. You're ready for the revamped, extra hard version of... What? It's not hard. It's easy. Well. Chemical Plant Zone has been given a huge makeover with obvious changes to the buildings around you. Like, for instance, walls. You can still run on pipes, you can still go in pink water, and you can still fly through explosions, hanging onto a zip line and boosting through to... Wait, what? They didn't have it in Sonic 2? Nostalgia, man. There's parrots now. Next. The Metal Sonic rival battle is pretty cool, but pretty easy nevertheless. You just jump on him and he's dead. Kapooya! This boss battle really looks epic when you first see it. Unfortunately, it's really not. All you do is hit his ass and then make him punch bombs by standing in the right position. It was kind of a letdown as this boss was incredibly tough in Sonic 2, but the setting's cool. Space! Ah, Speed Highway. It's fast, fun, frantic, just like a Sonic level should be. Even the classic version. Great. Good fun. Yep. Cityscape kicks it up a notch by giving you your old snowbird back! After so many years! We can finally be together again! Apart from that, I only actually bought Sonic Adventure 2 last year. And then my PS3 broke. Nothing much to say about this one apart from the new gun truck has freaking saw blades which are out to slice you into hedgehog bacon strips! Bacon strips. Made of hedgehog. Seaside Hill. Oh yes. Who could ever forget Sonic Heroes for the Dreamcast? You know, because it's the Dreamcast era. Sort your shit out, Sonic Team! I was sort of disappointed to see this level gain several 2D platform heavy segments, as I usually prefer the levels with a lot of 3D and speedy sections. It was a fantastic idea to mix Seaside Hill with Ocean Palace though. The aspects of the level change so it's like a mix between the two. That's what it is. Even the music shifts to a remix of Ocean Palace halfway through, which is absolutely incredible! Of course, I would have liked to see the huge boulder chase at the end, but that would have been 2 chase sections at the end of the level in a row, I suppose. The rival boss of this era is Shadow the Hedgehog. Although a bit different. Instead of constantly running for your life and trying to hit Shadow at the same time, now it's like a racetrack and all you do is catch up to 2 energy balls before Shadow does. Personally, I can't even see how you could lose this. It's an incredibly easy battle. Even when Shadow gains the energy balls, all you have to do is quick step out of the way. Well, when you're not using mods. Pow! I don't even know anymore! How did you get that, Shadow? Whoa, where am I? Oh, I shouldn't have done that. But I'm not hating on it. It's still extremely fun. And again, it's in space! The boss battle, on the other hand, is a lot more fun. Compared to the underwhelming boss battle in Sonic Adventure, yes, that boss battle to me was underwhelming. Probably because I didn't play it as a kid, so I wasn't, full of nostalgia and whatever. Anyway, this time there is no Super Sonic, and that means new tactics. You can boost over water, climb broken buildings, and eventually hop platform to platform, all while being targeted by Perfect Chaos's big tendrils to get to it and smash his brain into bits. This is my favorite boss battle in the game. 8.7 out of 10. Too much water. Once you beat Perfect Chaos, you can enter Crisis City. Oh, then Red! I don't want to play some broken-ass levels, some broken-ass game! Well, I was skeptical too at first, but Crisis City is a well-rounded level with fun platforming and some great speed sections. And no, that doesn't include a broken max speed section. Hated those things. Man. Next up is Rooftop Run, and it doesn't disappoint either. Classic Rooftop Run has you going under Spagonia and into underground cellars, and getting chased by what I can only assume is barrels of wine. Drunken Sonic. While modern Sonic's level sticks mostly to, well, the rooftops. All in all, it's a fun level, one of the ones I come back to every now and again. Now, on to the last level. Planet Wisp. I actually enjoyed this level in Sonic Colors, but this game, it made it horrible. I do not like Planet Wisp at all. Well, that's not completely true. I enjoy the first fifth of the level, when you're outside the factory. But as soon as you step inside, BAM! Rocket to your face! Fire up your ass! Annoying physics! Confusing physics! This level is bad! Okay, maybe I should explain myself. I would have been perfectly happy if the majority of the level was spent outside the factory. But only the first 30 seconds or so actually are. Once you're inside, there's so much going on. Flamethrowers, throwing pickaxes, minecarts. I could go on, but it's just too much at once. The Wisps come back. Yay! But they suck. Boo. For Classic Sonic, you get the spikes, which feels so much more tanky than the one in Sonic Colors. It is not fun to use. Most of the time, you're just spinning cogs. And for modern Sonic, you get the rocket. It sends you upwards. Yay! And is it just me, or is it really tough to tell which direction you need to turn the cogs? Keep accidentally going the wrong way and falling off. Anyway, all in all, this level is annoying. Enough said. The rival battle for this era is Silver, and holy crap, it is so much better than the fight in Sonic 06. Cars flying, a Katamari ball of destruction. What am I saying? It's great! A really fun rival battle. The boss battle is the Egg Dragoon and is probably the toughest boss in the game. It's action-packed with missiles and there's more to it than just waiting until you can hit him again. The bit at the end actually always throws me off though, especially in hard mode. I always die at that point. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, The moment that you've all been waiting for. The final battle. 2 Sonics versus 2 Eggmans. Twice the fun, twice the action. Actually, no. This boss battle feels underwhelming. Seriously, this fight could have just been between regular Sonic and regular Eggman, with pretty much no differences. You don't even control Classic Super Sonic. It's all you use him for is a missile which does shit all. It's not like the story was leading up to this either, it just feels like it's there because it had to be. It's like, okay, we've got Sonic and his buddies up to the Egg Dragoon, sir. Oh yes, very good. What about the last battle, sir? What? The last boss battle, sir. You have an idea, right? Oh, yes, of course. Sonic, uses the Chaos Emeralds to beat Eggman. Brilliant, sir. Where will it take place? He's the Time Eater, so, a big, timey-wimey wormhole thing. Like in Doctor Who. But purple. Purple! You're a genius, sir! Also, the Time Eater is really annoying. You think you've just gotten up to his core and then he just sifts away! In Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic 3 Knuckles, you fought the final boss in space after wrecking and rampaging through a separate space station. In Sonic Heroes, the 4 separate teams teamed up to weaken and bring down a transformed Metal Sonic up above the clouds after traversing through the final fortress. In Sonic Unleashed, for hell's sake, you fight a huge dark entity, pretty much the Satan of their world, in the middle of the damn Earth, whilst running on a giant temple golem. I could go on, but I think it's pretty obvious where this is going. Never before have I felt that a final boss in a Sonic game had to just be there to be there. It's hard to explain, but I hope it's understandable. The music is what you'd expect in a Sonic game by now. Actually, more so, as most of the tunes are remixes of classic ones from previous games. Some of my favorites are Modern Chemical Plant, Modern Crisis City, and Modern City Escape. Yeah, not Seaside Hill. I mean, it's a great song nevertheless, but it doesn't really change that much. Also, I found myself enjoying the modern remixes more than the classic ones. Oh, well, apart from Classic Speed Highway. I could listen to that for days. So much beat! But that's just probably because they're faster and it feels so much more epic running around at 1 billion miles an hour with a pumping in the background. The soundtrack overall is not my favourite. That goes to Sonic Heroes, folks. But it's certainly great and I do recommend you give it a listen. Oh, apart from the final boss. You can sum it up by yeah, that's basically the whole thing. With that out of the way, let's move on to any extra bugs or glitches. To be perfectly honest, I haven't found many glitches at all when it came to Sonic Generations. I occasionally came across a loading screen that never finishes, but that could have just been because my mods were acting up. I also came across a glitch where I can move in 3D in a 2D segment in Crisis City, but I was also using a player model mod, so I'm not sure whether it was the mod's fault or the game's. Oh yes, I also rocketed into a breakable roof and it didn't break. And then did. Oh well. This is where this game shines over any other Sonic game, period. The mod community for Sonic Generations is amazing. You can literally play levels from Sonic Unleashed, Sonic 06, and anything else anyone makes. Play models, HUDs, voice packs, you name it, they make it. Well, they're not just gonna make it for you, but you know what I mean. And this is also the main reason I urge you to buy the PC version over the console versions. Unless, of course, your PC can't run it, then buy the console version. It's still great, and it's cheaper. But the content for this game is unending. There will continue to be new things to do in this game as long as people keep making content. Oh, and before I forget, you can buy some DLC for the game, but it's just a pinball game, sort of like in Sonic Adventure. I got bored of it pretty quickly, but hey, if you like pinball, go ahead. All in all, Sonic Generations is a potentially huge game, but without mods, a relatively short one. You can pick it up in the Steam store for $50, but I managed to get the whole Sonic Collection Pack for $50, which is every Sonic game released on Steam. Fortunately now it's over $100, whatever, buy whatever you want. But with all that said and everything else combined, Sonic Generations gets my rating, and only mine, it's my opinion. Shut your mouth. Of an A rank!
That was tight!
Thank you all so much for watching my first ever review. I probably sucked at talking throughout the whole thing, but if you want to see me actually play the game, you can click here. And if you'd like to see more videos as they come out, why not subscribe? I usually upload every 2 to 3 days, so you'll never be bored. You know, apart from those other days. Oh, what are you waiting for? Click something, damn it! And so Radical Soda went to the zoo and ate his fondue. He saw a monkey, but he doesn't really like monkeys that much, so he went and saw the polar bear. He had a good time.